Welcome to Unbecoming Podcast, where we dive into real life situations.
In this podcast, we will peel off layers that have overshadowed our true identity.
Stay tuned to hear more stories on how we unbecome in order to become.
So let's dive in. Hey guys.
Hi
everybody. We're back again. This is episode
3.
And my name is Songi.
My name is Enyo.
And we are
Unbecoming.
We're so excited for you guys to be back with us again on this episode.
Yes.
Last week was fire.
Come on.
Validation.
My gosh.
My goodness.
We went in.
Right. And some bombs were dropped.
Yes.
I hope you guys are okay. And I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. And today we have another topic. We said we're going to be peeling off
The onion.
Yes. And you said we're going to make the devil cry.
We're going to make the devil cry.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. So today, the next layer that we are peeling off is...
Dun, 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 dun.
Drum roll, please. Come on. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about low self-esteem.
Whoa.
Low self-esteem.
Come on.
So I'm just going to read out a definition. What is low self-esteem? Low self-esteem is when someone lacks confidence about who they are and what they can do. They often feel incompetent, unloved, or inadequate. People who struggle with low self-esteem are consistently afraid about making mistakes or letting other people down.
Wow.
So I think for me, this was major because like I shared my story in the first episode. What crushed my low self-esteem is because I felt like I let people down.
When you got pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I felt like I was a disappointment. Mm-hmm. Like, how could you do something like this? Like, come on. And, sometimes when you get yourself in, like, a very crazy, just crazy life situation, you feel like the whole world has turned against you.
Yep.
And you carry this.
Yep.
It's like you're carrying in Africa, we carry buckets.
We used to carry buckets on our head.
On our head. And it's like you're carrying this bucket of guilt, this bucket of shame, this bucket of, and you think and feel like everybody is looking at you. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't go nowhere without thinking
everybody is
judging you, and everybody knows your issue. Like,
yes.
It's you. Oh, it's so. Ooh, Jesus.
My goodness.
Yo, that was like really, and honestly, like I said, at home it wasn't like that. I think It was just me feeling guilty, and then trying to figure where do I go from here?
Wow.
Like, where do I go from here? Like, how do I move on? How do I find myself?
Right.
Like, how do I navigate things? How do I gain back the strength, the confidence, and everything? Because, if you have low self-esteem, then you will struggle with confidence. You're not going to be confident in who you are, what you have, or just anything about yourself. And you're not going to love you.
Yes.
You're not going to love you.
There's not going to be any love. And
it's so easy to get intimidated by other people.
Very easy.
Very easy. Even just looking at somebody's body and you're like, wow, I wish I could be that.
Oh.
Low self-esteem has, it could really, 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 really mess you up.
Mess you up big time.
And for me, at one point I wasn't even eating. I was just depressed. I had lost so much weight. I don't even know what was going through my mind at that particular time, but I wasn't myself, mentally. There was a part of me that dealt with depression.
I mean, if you look at low self-esteem, depression is in there.
And when I see people who struggle with depression, I can honestly relate with them.
Wow.
Because you just feel lifeless.
Mm-hmm. You just feel like life should end.
Right. Like,
today, and it will not matter.
and there's this emptiness
Yes.
in you, like there's just this void, man, like this void, like who am I? You're trying to figure yourself out, but it was very, very, very challenging for me. So I also wrote down like some signs of low self-esteem. So number one is avoiding new things and not taking up opportunities, feeling unloved and unwanted, blaming others for their own mistakes, not being able to deal with normal levels of frustration. Oh my God, this is good. Negative self talk and comparisons to others.
Yes.
Negative self talk and comparisons to others. Failure, fear of failure or embarrassment, difficulty making friends. And I think for me, the difficulty in making friends was because I felt like I wasn't going to fit in.
Yeah. Because you felt like the outcast.
Yeah. And I'm like, how do I fit in with this group? Like, so I didn't like everything that was happening in my life at that time. So I just wanted to be by myself. And so being by myself ended up turning into depression, and it ended up
Yes.
turning into losing confidence, not seeing my worth, not seeing anything good or valid about me.
My goodness.
And so these things have a way of actually separating you from just social things and stuff like that. You just want to be by. I mean, there's people who literally just want to be by themselves, like
In isolation.
yeah, isolation. That's just a perfect word. But I'm just, like I said last time, what really helped me was just love.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a big topic. Love.
That unconditional love that I got from my sisters helped me so much. Like, it helped me so much. And the other thing I put down here was what causes low self-esteem. And
Let's hear it.
I just have some of the many causes of low self-esteem may include unhappy childhood, where parents or other significant people, such as teachers, and these are people we come into influence with. It could be mentors too, because some mentors can crush you and just talk negative. Oh my goodness. Or other significant people who are extremely critical. Sometimes poor academic performance in school resulting in a lack of confidence, ongoing stressful life events, such as relationships.
I like how we laugh when it comes to like stressful life
I know.
events.
Like, you listen. Stressful ongoing
Ongoing.
stressful life events such as relationship breakdown or financial trouble. And I think ongoing relationship breakdown, honestly, it can crash your spirit to where you lose confidence, because then you're starting to think like, I'm a failure. Why isn't this not working? Imagine, and when it says ongoing relationship breakdown, it could be like you're dating somebody, but even just like it could be a business relationship as well.
Exactly. Or even a friendship.
Right. Like, we were supposed to do this and it didn't work out, but you were supposed to be my whatever whatever role they were supposed to play, and things just don't go right. And that, if that thing continues to carry on, you end up losing your confidence, and you turn to yourself and start to think like, I suck. I'm not good at this. And that's when we start to say things like, why don't things work out for me?
Right.
Why is it that every time
Right.
I try to do this,
Right.
it's like people just stab me. I always run into friends who are back, whatever.
You become the person
whatever.
who's always complaining.
Yes.
The one who's saying, why am I the only one who
Yeah.
has bad luck?
Yeah,
Or-
that we say that all the time. Why is it that when I try to do this, things just don't? I will plan stuff out, and I will try to work on this project, and I will try to pursue this, and before you know it, everything just doesn't go right, and before you know it, it becomes a cycle.
Yes.
Because we now get to a place where we accept it as
Exactly.
being the new norm.
Exactly. So that cycle turns into a lifestyle.
Yeah. And it turns into bondage.
And it turns into destiny.
Killer. Destiny killer. I swear. Because all it takes is just a seed to be planted.
Yes.
And that seed is looking for water to water
Yes.
it. And there's so many things that will water these things.
Yes.
Once one thing doesn't go through or
Yes.
doesn't work out, the next thing, maybe the same thing happens again. Before you know it, you begin
Yes.
to see yourself as, well,
Yes.
this is the new norm. I
Yes.
guess this is how life is supposed to be.
Right.
And you accept it and become comfortable, and it becomes your new reality.
God forbid.
No.
No. And you realize that just low self-esteem alone.
Yep.
If you were listening to, what Songi was saying in the definition, she mentioned words like comparison, fear,
Yep.
lack of confidence,
Yep.
complaint, all these things. So like one word alone, you just having low self-esteem, it attracts all these things, right?
It does.
And to even take it up a notch, when we talk about the spiritual aspect of these things are spirits.
And I'm sorry that we come on here and just be spiritual sometimes.
Oh no.
I don't even know how
I will
sometimes
not apologize
I
for
can
that.
I can go. I don't know how else to do it without going that
No,
route.
Songi, we have to, because that's the reality of things. Like, we live in a society
Life is
where
spiritual at the end of the day.
life is
Life
spiritual.
is very, very spiritual.
And a lot of things are being looked on as so shallow. Like,
yeah.
things are being defined from a very shallow
Yeah,
perspective.
we never go
that
to the
we need
root.
to go to the root. Let me tell you, these things are
deep.
spirits.
And they're so deep.
These words, these characteristics, and we get up
my
and
goodness.
and we adorn them like, oh, I am this, and
Right.
I'm not too confident in this. So no, those are spirits that you are attracting. And the thing is, when you have low self-esteem, you are attracting that spirit of fear.
Yep.
You're attracting the spirit of laziness.
Yep.
You attract the spirit of lack of confidence.
Right.
All these anxiety, depression.
Depression.
You attract all these things. So
Right.
you realize that, like, when you start going through prayer, or you start praying about these things and working on them, when you come out of it, you do realize that you're not even coming out of one thing. You realize that other things in your life are changing, things
Yep.
around you, because it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
The Bible says, when the demon is cast out, and it leaves, it goes and it brings back 7 others, and
It's
it comes,
cousins and
it's cousins and aunties
It's aunties and
and
uncles.
uncles and long time,
All of them.
the ones
Extended
that
family.
Thank you. The ones they don't know.
I
They
know.
come and they look and see that the house is swept and empty,
Right.
and they come back.
Yep.
Which means, if you do not deal with these things, they are attracting their family members.
Yep.
Okay? And it's a whole Thanksgiving that's
Right,
going on
right.
within you.
Yep.
And you do not know. And you're just dealing with it from a shallow, or just like a surface perspective, and there's no other way we can bring this to you. And we're peeling an onion here.
Yeah, right.
And so we have to tell you these things.
I know.
We have to let you know.
And
you
for me, my healing starting point was, I had to be honest with myself.
Thank you.
I you know how you sit down and just be like, you know what? This is what you do, and this is who you are, and this and that. Like, just
Give yourself that reality check.
like giving yourself a reality check, honestly. And that's when healing started for me. And like I said in the previous episode last week, I say taking time off to heal, not just trying to rush
important.
and get into another relationship and be like, yeah, like, I'm here. Like, because you honestly, I don't know what you're giving to the person when you're in a broken state.
What are you giving?
What are you giving? And
You're
it's
empty.
not about bringing 50 and the other person brings 50. Personally, I
no.
believe like we should be bringing 100 to the table.
You're a whole.
Like if you're a whole,
Why
that
would a
means
whole bring a half?
you're 100. You know, so that level of just getting to the bottom and be like, this is my issue, this is what I'm struggling and dealing with, and going at it and working at it. One of the things that really helped me so much, because by then I started leading praise and worship in my church. So I realized that there is absolutely no way I could get on stage and sing and be and have all these things inside of me. I like it couldn't work. Even up to today, I tell people, I'm like, it's hard for me to stay mad at you for 2 days. Like, I'm mad, I can't talk to you. And then come Sunday, I'm on stage singing. It doesn't work like
That's
that.
hypocrisy.
It does not. And I struggle with I struggle with being mad at people for a long time.
Come on.
And that's where for me, that really, really, really helped me. And just
Yeah.
God healing me and delivering me from all these things. Of course, love, unconditional love played a major role in
Yes.
where my sisters were not just judging me and be like, you did. So every time I went home, I felt safe.
Wow. So
I just
home became your
home
safe
was
zone.
safe for me. I was at peace at home.
Wow.
Because the environment was just so peaceful. Nobody was reminding me of my mistakes. Nobody was like no. And the other thing that my sisters did a lot was positive talking.
Oh my
Songi,
goodness.
don't worry. You're going to be okay. This da, da, da. It is gonna be fine. You're gonna find somebody who's gonna love you. You're gonna like. I don't know.
Shout out to Songy's sisters, man. Shout out to them.
I don't know if they even still remember that they say those things, but me in that moment, I needed to hear that, and I held on to those words up until today. They're still in my head. They're still circulating. So, your environment matters too,
It does.
and what people are saying to you matters too. So they made me feel like, look, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're whatever, whatever. I remember one time my sister got off the phone with her friend and she was like, yeah, I was talking to my friend and she told me to tell you that don't worry about anything. You're going to find somebody who's going to love you.
Come on.
Because her friend had a child before she got married. So she got married and she was like,
Wow.
tell Songi that.
Tell her it's happened for me.
It's happened for me.
It's gonna happen for her too.
For her. So tell her not to worry. And my sister came right back. She's like, "Oh, don't you worry. She just got married, and she said Songi's gonna find somebody who's gonna love her too." Da, da, da. Those things just meant everything to me because in that moment I needed those kind of words. So my environment has helped so much, and of
Yes.
course God. And
Yes.
just me having mentors around me to
Yes.
being able to correct me, teaching me about
Yes.
soul ties and how to get delivered from
Yes.
those things.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta know these things on a spiritual
Yes.
level. It's just not. That's why even now I'm very careful and mindful of my surroundings.
Yes.
Even people I let in because it's easy to go back to where you came from.
It's easy.
You can easily fall back into the old habits. You can easily fall back into anything.
The enemy's just waiting. He's
yeah,
just waiting
like
for
he knows your
a
weaknesses.
little crack.
He knows your weaknesses. So for me, I really, people who know me know that I'm very mindful of my surroundings and just my environments, how I hang out, what I do. No, I'm not gonna act stupid out here.
What you wear, I know. I've noticed. Woman of God.
What I wear. I'm not no.
Yep.
And I think to me, even when I'm getting dressed or when I'm putting something on, like I find I'm confident in what I'm wearing. It's not about, I want to show off and I want this. It's never about that, honestly. But just carrying myself as a woman of substance, a woman who's worthy. Like I know me. I
Yes.
know me. Like we have healed.
And it's an expression of self-love and
Right.
self-respect.
Self-respect. Like self-respect.
Self-respect.
I don't have to dress like everybody else to get attention on social media.
No,
Like
you don't.
if I did this, like social media was shut down. I'm sorry.
Hey,
If
you
I
heard her.
did.
She said she would shut it down.
If I did, social media was shut down. But I respect myself to carry myself in a
on.
certain way, not because I'm stupid or whatever, but because I just value me. Like I am a treasure. I'm not gonna be out here acting all stupid.
Exactly.
And I tell myself, I've worked so hard to get where I am right now, with the help of God. And so
It took a lot to
it
get
took
here.
a
I'm not
lot.
about to undo this
Man, it took a
in a
lot.
second.
It took a lot to get here, and I'm not gonna stop misbehaving now. No
Nope.
way.
Nope.
No way.
Nope.
It from here on, it's more learning and more healing, and the higher you go, you get to notice and realize that God is still He's still working in me in other areas of my life. This stuff never stops.
Yes.
So it's all about how far do you want to grow,
Exactly.
and how much effort are you willing to put in so you can learn and grow, because growth comes at the expense or the rate of our learning.
My goodness, Songi, this is powerful. This is such
Yep.
an awesome story. It's so inspiring. And she was talking about, seeking the Lord in these
Right.
things and your environment. She
Right.
said, your
Yeah,
surrounding.
your environment
And
is very.
God speaks to you
Yep.
with your surrounding, right?
Yep, he
So
does.
her friend who is her sister's friend who was telling her to tell Songi, that was God speaking through them.
Right.
And she needed that.
I
For
did.
her,
I did.
That was the confirmation
I
she
really
needed
did.
from God.
I needed it.
She didn't even have to wait for somebody to come and say a prayer or
Right.
lay hands.
Yeah.
It was just those words.
Yep.
So those affirmations and in your environment, man, your environment matters. The people you surround yourself with, the people who are speaking over you,
Yep.
the people you entertain, that would determine if you are ready to come out of that place of low self-esteem,
Yes.
or if you're comfortable in that place. And I know nobody is comfortable in that place of low self-esteem. Nobody wants to live a life of fear. Nobody wants to live a life of stress, anxiety, depression, all these things. Nobody wants to live that life forever. If you do, come on, God bless you, and we love you, we're praying for you. But if you don't,
Right.
we're stressing here that you need to check your surrounding. You need to check the people that are around you.
Yeah.
And you need to seek the Lord.
Yeah, are the people around you kind of taking you back to what God is trying to take you out of?
Ooh. Say
Yeah.
that again.
Are the people around you trying to take you back to what God is trying to take you out of?
You heard the woman.
And it comes in different formats, honestly. The devil doesn't show up the same way he did yesterday or whatever.
Oh no, he's clever.
And he's very smart. He would just lead you and keep leading you and keep leading you. Before you know it, you're so deep into this thing and you're stuck.
Yes.
You don't know how to get out, and you sit there and ask yourself, how did I get here? I thought I was doing well. I thought I was doing better. It starts in a
passive way.
Yeah, it really, really does.
Very passive.
Yeah.
And we do it in the church.
My dear.
Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen,
let's hear it, please.
It happens even
in the church.
In the church. Mm-hmm. You would hear people say stuff like, oh, but I can't do it the way you do it. Oh, but that's how it starts. And they say it, and and they throw it out there in a conversation. Mm-hmm. We throw it out there and think, is just a statement or it's just something we've said, but we do not know that that's a spirit that we entertain in.
Yep, because words are life and words are spirit as well.
Yes.
So, you have to be, and honestly, God works in ways that we can't even explain, and just to tell you, I was sharing this with somebody that time. I said, God will meet you where you are. Yeah. He's going to talk to you on a level that you can understand. Mm-hmm. So even in my situation, I don't know if a man of God or whatever had showed up on the scene. I'm thinking to myself, would I have accepted it? But
you
God
probably would not.
Because at that time I wasn't spiritually mature to handle, that talk on that level. So God had to use the people around me that I relate with. And it's amazing how he would send these messages to me through these different kinds of people. I mean, that was God speaking. It was left up to me to tap into and be aware and be like, this is God. And he wasn't going to show up dressed up in all white and be like, I'm here. And I just want you to know that you're going to find somebody who's going to love you. And no. This woman stays in Atlanta.
No way.
She was on the phone with my sister.
And as simple as those
And
words
it's
may have sounded.
why is it that she got married at the time that I was dealing with what I was dealing with? And she felt, I don't even know what even prompted her to tell my sister what she said.
Look at God.
And thank God for my sister who even delivered the message, because some people will stop at, is this even important for me to tell Songi?
Thank you. Thank you.
So.
Deliver the message.
Please.
Please. Deliver the message. I think this should be a whole nother topic.
Yeah, don't look at it. I'm like, man, this is not important. To me, that was up to today. It's been so many years. Like I've held on to those words. You don't understand. That's the power of words. That's just how powerful words are.
Wow.
So God works in so many mysterious ways. It's left up to us as children of God to be very, very, very sensitive to when he's talking and stuff like that. So that's what we had today for low self-esteem, and we're going to go into our affirmations. So you guys are going to hear us do these affirmations more often.
Yes.
And we'll also be posting them on our social media too.
Yes.
So what you got, Daniel?
Okay. So the first affirmation, and you can repeat this after me.
Right.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of love.
I love the woman or man that I am.
I love the woman or man I am.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am kind to myself.
I am kind to myself.
Love flows from within me.
Wow. Love flows from within me. That's a good one.
I am beautiful inside and
Come
out.
on. I am beautiful inside and out.
I love this one. I embrace my unique individuality.
Come on. I embrace my unique individuality.
And I let go of negative self-talk.
I let go of negative self-talk.
I am whole.
I am whole. Woohoo! Wow. Those are some powerful affirmations. So we're going to be posting this on our Instagram, and you guys can go over them. So that's one on what is it? A layer peeled off from the onion?
That's another
By
layer
the end
peeled
of this
off.
season, y'all gonna be some strong onions.
Trust me,
The
you
devil
gonna have the
be
devil crying.
When he tries to cut you,
He tries to cut you.
He can't.
He's gonna have
gonna
tears.
be a strong
Come on.
onion.
Yes.
I want you guys to know that God loves you so much.
You are loved.
You are loved, and there is nothing absolutely difficult for God that he can't change. We are coming from some crazy past experiences, but look at us. We are here.
Yes.
We are here.
Yes.
It's taken the grace of God and
It
process.
It
and
has.
just us being patient with him. But
It has.
there is nothing he can't change.
Nothing he cannot do.
There is nothing he
Nothing
cannot
is
do.
impossible with
Nothing
God.
is impossible with God. So thank you so much for listening to today's
episode. We pray for everybody that has tuned in and listened. And sister, if you're dealing with low self-esteem, just know that you did not stumble upon this episode by accident. It was on purpose.
Yep.
And this is a way of God speaking to you that it's time to come out of that situation. We love you guys. We cannot wait to catch up with you next week on our next episode.
Yep. Y'all have a great week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in and listening to today's podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Make sure to follow us on our Instagram at _and_becoming_podcast. You can also follow us on our personal Instagram accounts. Mine is Songi, God's Girl.
And mine is Blue Enyonom, Blue without the E. And also, if you want to partner with us, if you want to share your stories, thoughts, ideas, please do not hesitate to reach out to us on our personal platforms. We love you.
Have a blessed week. Bye.